Yo, what is up, guys? TGIF, happy Friday. Hope you are all doing well. Chris Phillips here, as always, your host, the Daily Crow, and, of course, the Spurs Up Show. Tim Dorn, Travis Rowell. Already see you guys in here. We got a packed show here on a Friday. We got a lot to get into. It is game day, Ole Miss weekend. Flim, flam, bim, bam, to hell with Ole Miss. Let's go. Let's go. Getting going tonight, 7:30, first pitch at Swayze Field. And then, of course, tomorrow at 7 o'clock and Sunday at 12:30. But again, we got a lot to get into. Of course, NFL draft last night happening with J.C. Horn going to the Carolina Panthers, staying local. I know a lot of you guys are Gamecocks and Panthers fans, so I know a lot of us are excited about that. Got a lot to get into. Taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Guys, before we get into everything, I wanted to tell you about our friends at Flex Squad Fitness, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Flex Squad Fitness. And CJ Profit, the man behind it all, guys, he's been a certified personal trainer for 10 years. And the reason he's so good at what he does, guys, is because he's been there, he's done that. He struggled with his own weight for many years until he eventually lost 85 pounds himself, doing the exact same type of training that he currently does at the gym, guys. And at Flex Squad, they do one-on-one and small group training. Their program is a mix of strength, high-intensity interval training, and endurance training. And, guys, the goal is to not only help people look great on the outside, but more importantly, make them stronger and more confident on the inside. And, guys, like I said, the difference with CJ and everybody else and what makes CJ so good at what he does, he's literally been there, done that. He's lost the weight. He's been through the physical grind, mental grind. He's going to be there with you every single step of the way, putting together custom workout plans, nutrition plans, everything that you need to be successful. CJ is going to take care of it for you. Again, guys, the place changes people inside and out. You're not going to regret walking in the door. You'll probably just wish you did it sooner. And, guys, right now they're offering a free week for anyone who wants to try out their classes, or 2 free one-on-one sessions to see what they're all about. Or, guys, if you go there right now, tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you, you're going to get your first month free. Again, guys, if you're in the local Columbia area, of course, Chapin, or even in the state of South Carolina, it's a no-brainer, and you're looking to start that fitness journey. Look no further than our friends at Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Again, guys, my buddy CJ Profit crushing it over there in Chapin. Again, Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. All right, let's get into it, guys. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Tim Dorn, Ole Piss indeed. Travis Rowell says, what's up, Chris and Gamecock Nation? Let's get that game 1 dub tonight. Positive vibes. Yeah. Of course, as we all know how big tonight is. You know what I mean? We all know. By the way, the Scythe has entered the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Hoping the Scythe brings us good vibes. We all know how big tonight is. Winning game 1, it's huge. It's huge. There's no other way to put it. It's absolutely huge. So both teams, by the way, Ole Miss haven't been able to win a game 1 either. Dude, they haven't won a game 1, I think, 5 weeks. Ole Miss has lost 4 straight SEC series. 4 straight. And that's one of my big storylines, one of my big talking points in this series. Who is the series more important for? I mean, because obviously, selfishly on our side of things, we're going to say it's the Gamecocks, of course. But I tell you, man, you look at Ole Miss. I mean, 4 straight SEC series losses. It's tough, man. I think both teams are kind of not in desperation mode or anything, but I think both teams need this one badly. It's a big one, especially Ole Miss at home. But I think for South Carolina, I've talked about all week how you need to go 3-1 this week and find a way to take 2 or 3 from Ole Miss. Obviously, you already took care of business in the midweek. Find a way, though, to beat the Rebels 2 out of 3 with the schedule you have upcoming. This is as winnable as any you got left. You know what I mean? I think this is a big one for the Gamecocks as well. Keith, what's going on? Keith says, best part of my day. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. Elizabeth Power, let's get it Yardcocks. Let's get it Yardcocks indeed. Thomas Walker, here we go. He says, past quarterback woes are 98% coaching and development. And Thomas, I'm assuming the reason you're saying that is because I put up a post last night during the NFL draft. And I'll tell you why I did it. Trevor Lawrence got taken number 1 overall. And they were showing all Trevor's highlights. And we all know the kind of career he had at Clemson. I know you guys hate him. We all hate Clemson. But game, respect, game. Trevor Lawrence was a stud. He is a stud. There's a reason he's the number 1 pick overall. And it just made me think about the quarterback, the quarterback position at South Carolina. And I just genuinely can't wait to have that dude again. Like, truly where, like, the quarterback is the CEO of your organization. The quarterback is the leader of your football team. We really haven't had that since Connor Shaw and Dylan Thompson. And what I said last night was we have had duds come through. And I stick by that. We've had a ton of busts, guys that got all the hype in recruiting. And I totally understand what you're saying, coaching and development. It's really hard to judge guys that played for Will Muschamp and Kurt Roper and Brian McClendon and Mike Boba. I mean, really hard, but call it for what it is. When I say a dud, I say a guy that came in with a ton of hype. Oh, this is our savior. This is the next guy. He's the one to take us to the next level. None of those guys lived up to that hype. None of them. Connor Mitch, Brandon McElwain, Lorenzo Nunez. I don't think Jake Bentley did. I know people might say Jake Bentley. He was Todd Ellis 2.0, guys. I still don't think Jake Bentley was that good. People got mad that I said Ryan Helinski. Bro, Ryan Helinski was touted as like the next great thing, and he couldn't beat out Colin Hill for the starting job. That is facts, guys. You can argue that till you're blue in the face. We can blame Mike Bobo. We can blame, but bottom line, he lost his own job to a Colorado State transfer. And now he's not even here anymore. My only point was that I just hope and I wonder maybe with Satterfield and Beamer and a new regime, and now you got Luke Doty, Jason Brown, Gothier, maybe one of these dudes will be that next true dude for us under center. Maybe a new coaching staff will bring new energy and new life to that position, because it's just gotten to a point where I think we can all agree with this. Like, we don't even really get excited for these guys anymore, because it's just like, prove it to me on the field. Hey, Dak Joyner's another one. 4-star quarterback prospect. He now plays wide receiver. No offense, but it's just the truth. You know? When's the last time we had a guy at that position come in and live up to the hype? So, I'm not trying to like knock these guys, but it's call it for what it is. Call a spade, right? Thomas Walker, Luke Doty was repping at wideout. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not saying the previous staff was, obviously my thoughts on the previous staff are well documented. Do I think they were the best evaluators of talent? No, I do not. But, so I just wonder when that next guy, who that next guy is going to be. Is it Luke Doty? Is it Jason Brown? Is it Colton Gauthier? Is it Connor Jordan? I don't know. Savannah Webster says Dawn Staley just added a 6'7" transfer from Syracuse. Love to see it. You love to see it. You do love to see that. The girl's name is Camilla Cardoso from Brazil. Camilla Cardoso. She's 6'7". Wow. Jesus Christ. I mean, call me crazy, but a 6'7" girl, that is insane. Good Lord. 6'7". Damn, good stuff. That's a big pickup. I just followed her on Twitter. She has a grand total of 3 tweets. But hey, whatever. Great pickup. Great pickup. Thomas Walker said, I forgot he was a defensive mastermind. Thomas, tell us how you really feel. Are you still pissed off at Muschamp? Adam Ritter just coming in bringing positive vibes on a Friday. Says, we better not get swept this weekend, Chris. Ritter, why not come into the chat and say, I feel good. We're going to win 2 out of 3. We're going to sweep. Like, why not? Would it hurt you to take that approach instead? Instead of the approach of, man, I sure hope we don't get swept. I mean, come on. Come on. Just trying to help you, Ritter. You're going to be in a lot better mood if you take the approach I mentioned versus the one you're taking. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. It is crazy, though, man. I posted that, my thoughts on the quarterback thing, and people just, it's crazy. We could argue the Helinski thing until just you're blue in the face. Like, people will argue Helinski for the next 20 years. People will argue Helinski for the next 20 years. It's nuts to me. It's nuts to me. Yeah, Savannah Webster says, I actually screamed last night when JC went. I was shocked the Panthers picked him to go do great things. Yeah, JC Horn. You want to talk about that? 8th overall pick. I was very surprised. Honestly, I thought it was either going to be I thought it was either going to be the Cowboys or the Eagles. But, hey, really cool. Really, really cool. Really cool stuff to see JC sticking around the Carolinas. He and Joseph Charlton, now teammates. So, really, really cool stuff, man. Really cool stuff. So, let's jump to the phone lines real quick. Hey, Phil, what's going on, man? How are you?
Pretty good, Chris. I just stepped away from work for a second to call in. I haven't heard the show at all today, but yeah, happy about Jack's Rangers, man.
Yeah, Jack's. Yes, I was waiting on you to call in to let the people kind of know. Obviously, I know we touched on it a little bit, but yeah, you can, I guess, let people know the progress. You got the first episode out.
The first episode's out. I got a guy on Fiverr to make an amazing graphic across all social media platforms. I got like 20 different images. So we've got the branding out there. We've got the first episode out. There's 2 full video segments, clips from the podcast that I put out there. So Jack's Rangers on YouTube. Those 2 video clips are out there. iTunes is being a dick. They're not letting me post a podcast yet.
Trust me, I've been there, done that, my friend. I've been there, done that.
Yeah. Spotify are awesome. They're champions, in my opinion. They immediately released it. So it is on Spotify. I saw that, I'm trying to put it on everything right now.
Yeah.
There is like a show area on Amazon Music, but every time I try to click on to play the first episode, it's not working. But yeah, Red Circle is also out there. That's my hosting platform or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Spotify is out there, y'all. So go check it out if you'd like. Rate, subscribe, 5 stars. Y'all know what to do. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've got the YouTube link right here. I just subscribed, and we'll drop it in the chat. Everybody go subscribe to the channel. Go show love. So
thanks. I appreciate it, y'all.
Yeah, for sure. Phil, appreciate you calling in, man. Have a great Friday.
Appreciate you, Chris. You're awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, take care, brother.
Bye.
Good stuff. 843-790-3377, guys. Like I said, so that was Phil, Jack's Rangers, his podcast up and running. His podcast is up and running, and I just dropped the YouTube link. Like I said, I know a lot of us don't care about rugby necessarily, but go show love to a fellow Daily Crower. Go hit the subscribe button on YouTube. It's going to help him grow. And also, I'm going to wait for him to send or drop the Spotify link because I just tried to search it and I couldn't find it. But once that gets up as well, leave 5 stars. Like I said, support. I think that'd be awesome to do. All right, let's jump back to the phone lines here.
Justin.
Hey, Justin, what's up, man?
How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking. What's going on?
Not much. Hey, Chris. Because I gotta tell you about soccer football. It's been 2 years since soccer hasn't been good, you know.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely been a while since we've been good. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I look back in the day when Steve went to soccer. I know it was not the best job back then, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously again when you have to change coaches, it's not because things are going well. So obviously Shane Beamer got hired to try to get us back to that level that we were at or close to that level, under Spurrier or whatever. So I'm excited for Shane. I'm excited for the future. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a process. We got to be patient. And like I said, I'm confident with Shane and, excited to get back to that level. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Because, Steve's going to do a great job with Southern California, but after that, it's just kind of fade away, you know?
Say that again?
I mean, Steve's going to do a great job with the Gamecocks, but everything kind of fade away, you
know?
I
mean, yeah, he did. I mean, he definitely did, obviously. We know. I mean, 10-13 speaks for itself, man. But, yeah, I think just obviously lapses in recruiting and other things that happened, man, and you saw it kind of crumble the way it did at the end. So, overall, you got to recruit to win, man. I think that we can definitely agree that was the demise of the Spurrier era was just, lapses in recruiting.
Yep. Because it's tough, because you transform to a sport into a Muschamp that goes well.
Yeah, I think we can all agree at this point Muschamp was not the guy. So, like I said, I mean, we could reflect and look back but like I'm excited for the present, for the now, 2021, what Shane Beamer's building. Like I said, we can reflect and look at all the mishaps and the missteps and all this. But like, I really don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what happened 2015 to 2019, 2020. It's a new era. It's a new day of Carolina football. And, I'm excited to really feel like for the first time in a while, like we can take a breath, start a new era, start fresh, and let Shane build this thing out. So.
Oh, yeah. And Chris, the thing about Shane Beamer, he got to go outside of state to equip big players.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree, man. It's you want to recruit the state well. See, I think that's a misconception, though, with fans. And I've said it before, I've got a good buddy of mine that works for Georgia football. And I talked to him about this, that, there's a misconception. People say, oh, you want to put up the fence around the state. And I mean, you do. Don't get me wrong. You want to get those in-state guys. But when you're signing 25 guys, the goal is not to sign 25 guys from the state of South Carolina. The goal is to sign the 25 best football players you can go get. It don't matter where they're from. I mean, again, you want to recruit your state and show love to your state. But one of the reasons, and just call it for what it is, one of the reasons Muschamp had so much success recruiting in state is because Clemson didn't have to. They were recruiting the number one player from Ohio, the number one player from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have to recruit in state.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I mean, I hate to say that, but hey, Dak Joyner even said it a few years ago. He literally told the media, I came to South Carolina to play quarterback. If I wanted to play safety or if I wanted to play receiver or DB, I would have went to Alabama. I would have went to Clemson. You know what I mean? So, like, call it for what it is. If Clemson really wanted those guys we were going after in state, I guarantee you they would have gotten probably half of them. So, and again, that's not to knock Carolina, but it's just a reality. We've benefited greatly recruiting in state because of Clemson's, honestly, because of Clemson's success, and they don't have to recruit those guys. So, yes, you need to recruit. You need to keep – here's the thing. It's not that you necessarily need to sign 25 guys from the state of South Carolina or that you or that you need to, sign everybody in the state. You need to keep the top prospects in the state. You don't need to let the top guys go to Georgia or UNC or hell, even Clemson. You know what I mean? You've done that with Birch. You've done that with Pickens, but you got to continue to do that. But then you got, like you said, you got to be able to go outside of the state into Georgia, into Florida, into Alabama, into North Carolina, and you got to be able to get the best football players possible. I mean, again, I feel like I'm stating the obvious. That's how recruiting works. But, and again, that's why Shane Beamer was hired. He was an elite recruiter when he was here, and I think this is going to be a staff that's going to absolutely bust their ass on the recruiting trail. I have no doubts about that. So, but of course, hey, you can have a great coach with a great message and a great culture and leading a great program, and he graduates his players and he does this right, does it? But if you cannot recruit big-time ball players, hey, like I said, there's a reason Alabama is so good. It ain't just because of Saban. I mean, Saban's a great coach. They had, 5-6 guys drafted in the first round last night? I mean, that's all you need to know. They have the best players. Players win games, coaches lose them. So, I mean, that's it. So, it's you got to go recruit big-time ball players, and I think Shane and his staff will do that.
Oh, yeah, I agree, Chris. Hey, Chris, the thing about it was we don't have that in California a lot,
Mm-hmm. Wait, hold on. We don't have the what now?
I mean, I've been in California recruited lots out,
California?
Yeah, I've been recruited out of California every year.
I mean, we got Helinski from California, but I don't know how many guys we're going to get from Cali realistically. But, hey, like I said, just go get the best players. I don't care where they come from. Just go get them. That's it. So.
Oh, yeah. You got to because, hey, if you want to win a championship, you got to go out there. No matter who they are, you got to go find the best 5-stars, It can be done,
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not sitting here saying like, hey, some of the best players, a lot of the best players in Carolina history were 3-star guys, but you can't sit there and say recruiting doesn't matter. You can't sit there and say recruiting doesn't matter and watch last night. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, again, it's obvious. Again, recruiting's the lifeblood of college football. I think we all agree. I think, you don't have to necessarily recruit at a top 5 clip, but, you got to continue to do what you've done, which is recruit top 25, top 20 classes, and you better be able to develop. So, and like I said, that's why Shane Beamer was hired. I think he'll do that.
Oh yeah, I think you will, Chris. And you got the, you know what, you won't, like you say, you don't get the best players, you're gonna be in trouble, you know.
I mean, yeah, hey, Georgia and Florida and Tennessee and Alabama and LSU and A&M, they're not stopping recruiting, so you better get the best players, or you better get some damn good players, because if you don't, you're going to get your ass whipped. I mean, that's just no other way to put it. So,
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, good. I saw about the baseball game tonight. Going to Ole Miss is not easy, you know.
No, yeah, 100% capacity, Swayze Field. Ole Miss is desperate. You know, I think Ole Miss is definitely desperate to get a series win. So it's going to be a challenge, man. It's going to be tough. And I'll be honest, if you listen to the show today, I picked Ole Miss to win 2 out of 3. I mean, I hate that, but I don't know. I have this bad feeling for whatever reason. And I'm not going to repeat myself over and over, but I think we all know how important tonight is. I mean, a lot of the series is going to come down to tonight, because it's just, you can't just keep putting yourself backs against the wall, especially on the road. You can't put your backs against the wall and expect to win 2 out of 3. I mean, Swayze's going to be rocking. It's going to be a crazy environment. You just desperately need to get off to a good start. Do I think South Carolina could win 2 out of 3? Do I think they could sweep? Yeah, I do. But I don't know. It's just a desperate Ole Miss team, the best hitting team in the conference average-wise. You know, maybe no Colin Burgess, maybe no Josiah Seitler. What does the lineup look like? This team needs to show to me and prove to me it can win a game 1. Bottom line. It just needs, hey, and Ole Miss hadn't done it either. So something's got to give this weekend. The storylines are all over the place this week. It's going to make for one hell of a weekend for sure. I think it's going to be a great weekend of baseball. And it's like I said, it's a pivotal series for both teams. I really believe that.
Oh, yeah. Because, we got to win game 1 at some point, because, listen, our last game did not go so against Arkansas, Yes, we know Arkansas is the best number 1 team in the country,
Yeah, I mean, you got to win a game 1. So you got to win a game 1. You just, like I said, you can't keep putting yourself backs against the wall and expecting to win. Expecting to win the next 2 every weekend. It's just too tough. So yeah, offense has got to step it up. I think Thomas Farr has been giving you a chance, but offensively you got to step it up. So.
Oh yeah. Yep. Well, Chris, that's all to say, man.
Justin, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the call. Take care.
You too.
Yeah, thanks so much. Great stuff. 843-790-3377, guys. That is 843-790-3377. Again, guys, questions, comments, calls, whatever you got. CJ Curry, what's up, man? Let's see. Savannah Webster, how can anyone watch last night and think recruiting doesn't matter is beyond me. I don't think people think recruiting doesn't matter, but yeah, it's pretty important. It's pretty important. Elizabeth Ballard says, how did your meeting go yesterday? Well, first thing, Elizabeth, I appreciate you having interest in that. And it went really well. Went really, really well. I'm excited for it. Went really well. So big things coming. Brian Dean says, going to be bold and saying football in 2021, South Carolina will win more games than Clemson sucks. Brian, I think you're on drugs, honestly. Like, why don't? So you think Clemson's going to win like 6 games or 5 games? Really? Really? I'd love – I want to hear Brian Dean's explanation on that. I mean, I'm a Gamecock through and through, but I want to hear your explanation. Who's Clemson going to lose to? Wake Forest? Georgia Tech? Who's going to beat them? That's the thing. Brian Dean says Clemson's going to go 7-5. Brian, I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see it, man. This is Clemson's schedule. Georgia in Charlotte, SC State, Georgia Tech at NC State, Boston College bye week, at Syracuse, at Pitt, Florida State, at Louisville, UConn, Wake Forest, and then at South Carolina. Brian says they're going to lose to Notre Dame, Louisville, North Carolina. They don't play Notre Dame, Brian. You might want to check that again, my guy. Listen, I hate Clemson to death, but dude, there's not even a chance they go 7-5. Not even a remote. Dude, the over-under for wins for Clemson this year is probably going to be 11 or 11.5. So, hey, if you're that confident they're going 7-5, go to Vegas, take out a freaking second mortgage on your house, and go put it on the under. I mean, I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong, but good God, ain't no way. Their schedule is way too soft for that. Justin, appreciate it, man. I appreciate the love on the hat, man. I do like this hat. This hat's dope. Oh, yeah, Pharaoh Cooper is with the Panthers. I forgot about that. Travis Roll says, I'll take a 3-star with outstanding work ethic over a lazy 5-star any day. Travis also says a 4-star with great work ethic and hunger over a lazy 5-star. Yeah, no, listen, I do hear you. I think there's a lot of merit to that, but damn it, I'd love to get some damn 5 stars. I ain't going to BS with you. I'm not going to BS. Tom McClellan says recruiting is very important. That Bama team in 2017 to beat Georgia in the title game in 2018 had 15 first-round picks. 15, yeah. Crazy. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls. Ryan Brack, what's up, man? What's going on? Friday, TGIF, the last day of April, by the way. I'll tell you what, guys. I was thinking about this before we got going. I mean, I know time flies when you're having fun and all that. Time is just, I mean, it's crazy, dude. Like, I just feel like these days, these months, I mean, they are going by quickly. Like this baseball season, we've only got 4 series left. 4 SEC series left. Robbie Davis, what's up, man? He says, let's be honest, everybody in the ACC is trash except for Clemson. Enough said. And I'll get me wrong either. I would love to see Clemson get their butts kicked. They might lose to Georgia. And someone tonight is going to win their first game one. I'm, of course, picking the Carolina Gamecocks 6-4 over Ole Miss. I'd love to see it, man. You got to score. Got to score to win. And I don't know, man. I have this bad feeling in my. I don't know. Part of me has a bad feeling. Part of me doesn't even know how to feel. Part of me don't even know how to feel. I don't think Ole Miss is world beaters. I think they are a good ball club. You know, there's a reason they were ranked so high early on in the season. 4 straight series losses. And I think it just more so comes down to guys like this is a desperate Ole Miss team. They have to win at home. Elizabeth Ballard says, what's going on with Burgee? So funny you bring that up, Elizabeth, because a lot of people are like, oh, Chris is throwing shady news. No, Kingston just didn't specify the injury. He just said he's day-to-day, and I'm going to find out more from our trainer. I don't want to say anything. So nobody knows what's up with Burgee. He made the trip. I tend to think he'll play. I don't know. We'll see. But all I know is he's day-to-day. Justin Martin says, J.C. Horn was the only South Carolina player that got drafted in the first round. You are correct, sir. That is a fact. Scott Stamey, question marks. What is that about? What's up? Kevin says, Dennis Daly has been great for Carolina as well. It's a pipeline. Yeah, I think they really do like the local guys. They like the local guys a lot. Josh, Gamecock Nation, what's up, man? Again, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. A lot to get into, like I said, game day for Gamecocks baseball. Of course, NFL draft is still going on. What time's the draft get going again tonight? Time is round 2. $7:00. Okay. I don't know if we'll have anybody go tonight or not. Probably everybody else will go Saturday. Brian Dean says, is Michael Roth still pitching in the big leagues? No, he is not. He retired years ago. Touchdowns to home runs. How about the Bears? Yeah, Justin Fields. How about it? Keith says, Ole Miss is ahead of us in a lot of categories. Batting average, homers, extra base hits. Pitchers are no slouch, so series win would be huge. I agree. No, listen, I agree. And they're a great team offensively. You got to swing it to win. It's the same thing. It's the same exact story almost that I said with the Arkansas series. You just simply got to swing it to win. Your pitchers will give you enough. Your pitchers will give you enough. You've got to swing it to win. How nice would it be tonight, guys, for once to have a Friday night? We put up an 8 spot, put up a 9 spot. You know, how much better will Thomas Farr look if we could do that for him? So let's see. John Gibbs says, I think we take 2 from Ole Miss. Got a feeling about Farr tonight. I think Farr will pitch well. We just got to hit. Bottom line. I have no bad feelings about our pitching staff. Ole Miss is going to score, though. They're going to get hits. Again, the best average team in the SEC. They're going to swing it. We got to swing it, too. We got to answer. Again, it's funny. I still see people commenting. Not as many, But I still see a few people commenting about Thomas Farr and, oh, they need to switch Jordan and Farr. He's costing us ball games. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, what are you talking about? Let's see. Justin says, what do you think about Tebow becoming a tight end in Jacksonville? He just can't decide what he wants to do. You know what I mean? He don't know if he wants to play baseball, be a commentator, be an NFL. He don't know what the hell he wants to do. Jaden says, finally the Bears do something. I feel like we now have a chance. Yet I like Justin Fields. I think he's a stud. Kevin C., which Gamecock do you think goes next? I think probably Shy in the 3rd or 4th round. Shy or Izzy will be the next one picked. Brian Dean, I'm a Packers fan, diehard. If Rodgers wants to walk it off, say bye. Off topic, 2 former Gamecocks, Sterling Sharp and Robert Brooks played in Titletown. Brian, are you really just that? Are you really, as a Packers fan, like that eager to just say, you know what, if you don't want to be here, bye. Bro, it's Aaron Rodgers. The Packers should be doing everything in their power to make this dude happy. The Packers without Aaron Rodgers are nothing. They are nothing. Scott Stamey says, I think our defense will be solid. Are you talking about Gamecocks football defense? Because if so, please enlighten me and make me feel better about the defense. I think our front 7 will be good. I think our D-line will be good. But I think that secondary is a real concern. I think it's a real concern. So I hope I'm wrong. You're going to have some guys step up, some young guys. But, we'll see. Scott Stamey, did you see Clayton White mic'd up? No, I did not. I haven't watched that yet. Haven't watched it. I've been kind of busy. Let's see. Keith says you don't throw away Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Again, guys, Friday, TGIF. Quick reminder, episode 433 dropping this morning. Check it out. Breaking down everything with the Ole Miss series, giving my official prediction, locking it in case you missed it, guys. Unfortunately, I've actually got the Rebels winning 2 out of 3. I just, for whatever reason, I don't have a great feeling about it, and I need this team to prove to me it can swing it well enough and it can win a game 1. And Ole Miss, 4 straight series losses at home. I think they're desperate. Being in a packed Swayze Field. Again, I think South Carolina can win 2 out of 3, but gun to head, I got to pick the Rebels in this one. I got to. Quick reminder. Oh, something I wanted to mention, by the way. And it won't necessarily apply to everybody, but dropping some new merch right after this. Rowdy Roosters and Beamer Ball youth t-shirts. Rowdy Roosters and Beamer Ball youth t-shirts will be available, and I'll put those out on social media. So just want to let you guys know. There's been more demand for youth t-shirts. So I want to make sure we show some love to all the kids out there. Rowdy Roosters, Beamer Ball. The merch knows no age limits. So, Courtney Washington, what's going on? Brian Welch says, I always support the Gamecocks in the NFL. I just hate he got drafted by the Charlotte Panthers. You mean the Carolina Panthers? Travis Royal, Cam Smith better step it up big time. Yeah. Cam Smith's our number 1 DB for sure. It's going to fall on him. Justin says Darius Rucker's in sports agency now. The photo of him does kind of hurt my spirits, but I guess money, right? LOL. Yeah, that photo of Darius and Trevor Lawrence was less than thrilling, but I think it shows Darius cares more about money than he hates Clemson. Put it that way. Keith says, let's face it, our football team's going to be suspect. We are undermanned. I want to see year 2 and 3, then we'll see what Shane has. Yeah, listen, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. You got to be patient. You got to be patient for sure. Brian Welch says, note the Charlotte Panthers, they don't play in South Carolina. Go Falcons. Man, my best friend's a Falcons fan, but again, I hate to tell you, bro, they are the Carolina Panthers. So, we can have that debate all. I'm not a Panthers fan necessarily, but, whatever. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls as well. A lot to get into with game day, Ole Miss weekend. Of course, the draft going on as well. And whatever else you guys want to talk about. You want to talk Braves? We can do that. So what time do the Braves play tonight? 7 o'clock? Probably the same time as Carolina. Quick reminder, by the way, live stream watch along getting going tonight at 7:15 right here, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We will be live, or I'll be live, watching South going to take on Ole Miss. So if you guys want to tune in, watch along with yours truly, would love to have you. Going to be a fun time. Hopefully, the site will bring us good luck, and we'll get a game one dub. So going to be going live tonight at 7:15, tomorrow at 6:45, and then Sunday at 12:15. So Courtney says, what do you think about Ole Miss pitching? Well, I think certainly Gunnar Hoglund, getting him back for tonight's start. He was scratched last weekend. He's their ace, probably a top 15 pick. Getting him back, I think, is obviously huge. I thought that was a major storyline going to this one. And I talked to Barstool Mincy. Obviously, he's a big Ole Miss guy, of course. And, he talked about that. And, of course, I thought that was a big storyline coming in. And, he'll be available to go tonight. The question is, how long can he go? Is he back to 110%? Is he limited in any way? That'll be interesting to see. Nikhazy tomorrow is a great arm, great lefty arm. And then the guy Sunday, Drew Williams, you look at his stats, pretty good. But it's elite pitching. It's your typical weekend SEC elite pitching. So their bullpen is a big question mark for sure. So if you can get to the pen, you feel like you can have success. But, it's just your typical SEC pitching matchup. They've got elite arms. Drew Nikhazy on Saturday or tomorrow is a team, is a Team USA guy. Really, really good arm, really good prospect. And like I said, Hoglund tonight's one of the best in the league. So it's going to be a challenge. At the end of the day, you got to hit. You just got to step up and hit. It doesn't matter who you're facing. You got to give these pitchers support, man. At the end of the day, you got to give them some run support. Ole Miss is going to swing it. You're going to pitch well enough to win, but Ole Miss is going to swing it. Are you going to be able to combat that and go blow for blow with them? Brian Dean says, can you get Phil Petty on the show? I've actually had him on. I need to get him back on, though, but I had him on probably like 2 years ago almost. Josh says, lost my Spurs Up show virginity last month and now locked in. Great stuff. You've gained a new supporter, my man. Josh, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Welcome to the team. Thank you so much. He says, game 2 starter for Ole Miss is an ERA under 2. Yeah, no, Nikhazy's nasty. Like I said, they've got a good rotation. There's a reason Ole Miss was so highly ranked in the preseason. This is a good ball club. They've lost 4 straight series, but this is a damn good ball club. So, you're going to have your hands full at the plate. There's no question. And it's just going to come down to, great. I understand great pitching beats great hitting, but at some point, your hitters have got to pick up your pitchers. At some point, your hitters have got to do their job. Bottom line. Travis Real says, man, I love Gamecock Nation. We give each other shit, but we defend each other also. Good old dysfunctional family. Indeed. It's a family nonetheless, though. It is a family nonetheless. That's for sure. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls as well. 843-790-3377. Courtney says, did you speak on Dawn Staley landing Camilla Cardoso? Yeah, we did briefly. Just huge pickup. Dude, again, I have no doubts about Dawn Staley and that team. And it's a huge pickup. A 6'7" girl. It's insane. That's insane. So, the future's bright. You return your entire Final Four team, number 1 recruiting class in the country, and you add this chick? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be fine. we're going to be fine, to say the least. To say the absolute least. We are going to be just fine. So. Here's a question I'll pose to you guys. We dropped an article this morning. Yours truly wrote an article. I don't write a ton of blogs, but when I do, I figure I put it out there because, like I said, I don't write a ton. I like – the reason I don't is I just like – I'm the type of person – I'd rather make a 1.5-minute long video than spend 30 minutes writing an article. But today, you know what? I felt inspired. My question today was in the article, the most likely candidates to emerge as wide receiver 1 for South Carolina. And I ask you guys, you look at this group of wide receivers, Who's the guy you're looking to that you think, okay, this is going to be our number one wide receiver? Because, again, I was trying to think, when's the last time we went into a season and we just had no clue who our number one option was? And I thought in 2016, Muschamp's first year, Pharaoh Cooper had just left. You had a freshman Brian Edwards. You had an unproven Deebo Samuel. You had no idea, really. That year, but outside of that, guys, it's been forever. Because even with the struggles we've had, South kind of seems like we've always had great wide receivers. We've always had those guys. We've always had those playmakers on the outside. Who's going to be the guy this year? Who's going to be your number one wideout? I think personally, for what my money's worth, I would bet on Amarian Brown, the transfer from Georgia Tech, 5'9", but a speedster. You go watch his film at Tech, guys. It's a big-time playmaker. Guy that can stretch the field, elite level speed. But you think of a guy like E.J. Jenkins. You think of a Dak Joyner. You think of you think of a Josh Vann, a Xavier Legette, or Trey Smith. So I think realistically, these are your candidates. Amarian Brown, E.J. Jenkins, Dak Joyner, and Xavier Legette. I think those are your top four realistic. Okay? And if you want to debate it, we can, because I see people commenting, and I said this in the article. A lot of you guys are going to say, well, what about Trey Smith? What about Josh Vann? Those two guys especially, they're in the same category for me. In the sense of, I called the guys duds talking about quarterbacks. Those guys, let's call it for what it is. Those guys have been busts. They've been major busts. 4-star prospects, all the hype, flashed early as true freshmen, have done nothing. And our only hope is that Justin Stepp and a new era is going to get the best out of those guys because they have talent. We saw it with Ortre his freshman year. He flashed, but he can't stay healthy. And so, I'm done putting these expectations on those guys. I thought Josh Vann was going to blow up last year. I'm just done, though, putting expectations on those guys. Until they can go out there and prove to me that they can stay healthy, they can be consistent, they can catch the football, I'm not putting expectations on those guys to do hardly anything. Brian says, Chris, just imagine Harris and Lloyd in the backfield. Yeah, can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Brian Dean also says Mike Wyman. Yeah, and then there's another category for me of Wyman, Rico Powers, Jakari Caldwell, Sam Reynolds, all these young guys who have done nothing. Those guys are in their own category of just youngsters that have a lot to prove. Omega Blake, they got a lot to prove. You know what I mean? So, Tyrell Campbell Sr. says wide receiver 1 is Amarian Brown, 2 is Dak Joyner, and 3 is Trey Smith. Again, I simply cannot put those kind of expectations on Trey. I can't do it. Till he shows me he's healthy, till he shows me he's 100%, I can't do it. I can't do it. Fair or unfair, and I feel for the kid because I know it's got to be frustrating for him battling injury. But you know what? Staying healthy is part of being a good football player and a good athlete. And if he can't do that, then he can't produce. Courtney Washington says, we don't have one on the roster. I think AB7 is too small to be a 1. I don't think so. I know he's small, but I don't think size. If you can get open and make plays, I think you can be a number 1 wideout. You don't have to be 6'4". I don't think so. Frank says, I wouldn't be surprised if Legette moves to safety and excels. Now, that would be interesting. Brian Dean says, Mike Wyman will step it up. He's got to get healthy. Chad Ramsey says, keep an eye on Caldwell. Yeah. Good player. And that's what I talked about last year. I was like, out of Rico Powers, Jakari Caldwell, and Mike Wyman, you cannot tell me all 3 of these guys are bust. All 3 of these guys, none of them are good. One of those 3's got to step up. Brian Dean says, I like Randricus Davis. Well, I guess that makes one of us. No disrespect to the guy, man, but if you really think Randricus Davis is going to step up and be our number 1 wide receiver, I've got some oceanfront property in Arizona I'd like to sell you. AJ Bowers says, Jaheim Bell will be a big-time player in the passing game. I agree 110%. I think Jaheim Bell is going to blow up this year. But I'm talking specifically wideouts. Tyrell Campbell Sr. says Smith has to stay healthy. You can have all the potential in the world. If you can't stay on the field, you can't get anywhere. 110% agree with you, man. Like I said, I look at Smith and Vann the same exact way. Because here's the thing. We can talk about, he's got this potential. He flashed. He did this. He did, but he's so good. This. At some point, you just are who you are. At some point, you are who you are. And we have been hyping up and looking for the best out of Ortre Smith and Josh Vann for 3 years, for 4 years, 3 years. At some point, you're just not very good. Again, this is me being brutally honest. At some point, you're just a guy that didn't live up to the hype. You know, potential's a dangerous word because that's all it is potential, right? We've all heard that. And with Smith and Vann, that's kind of what I see. Like tons of potential, tons of talent, but is that all it is just potential? Like for somebody to come out and say, oh yeah, Ortre Smith's going to catch for 1,000 yards, that's putting way too many expectations on a guy that has done nothing the last 3 years. I mean, absolutely nothing. Travis Will says, I agree. Our quarterbacks have flat out not done the job. Brian Dean also says, Nick Muse is our go-to guy. Trip Roche says, Jalen Brooks. And Trip, I'm glad you brought him up because I mentioned Jalen Brooks in the article too. And listen, when Jalen Brooks signed with Carolina, I was very harsh about it. You guys probably remember that. I was very critical of it in regards to some other things. That was the Muschamp era, and there were other reasons why I was whatever. But, you know, with the way the football program was going. But, okay, Jalen Brooks. Look at Jalen Brooks. Transfer from Wingate. From all accounts, Jalen Brooks has been a really nice addition to Gamecock football. You know, he gets along with his teammates. He's great in the locker room. He provides quality depth. But do you really think Jalen Brooks is going to be our number one wide receiver? I highly doubt it. I mean, no offense, but I highly doubt it. So, you know, I mean, I think if Jalen Brooks was the best receiver in our room, I think he would have flashed by now. That's just me. I think he would have flashed. You know what I mean? Those guys tend to flash. I think Jalen Brooks would have flashed by now. So, no, I'm not putting even nearly remotely those type of expectations on Jalen Brooks because I don't think he's that guy. You know? That's just me being honest. I just don't think he's that guy. I think realistically, it's going to be Amarian Brown, E.J. Jenkins, or Dak Joyner. I think it's one of those three guys. That'll be your number one option. And I know E.J. Jenkins has been going back and forth from tight end to split out wide. But, I mean, the way he looked in the spring game, 6'7", I mean, he needs to be playing wide receiver, bro. I mean, that's just kind of the way I look at it. Justin says, Omega Blake is my underrated standout. His videos make me think when he settles in, he's going to surprise. Well, Justin, that's the scary thing is drawing conclusions from social media videos. We got to see it on the field. Courtney Washington, the defenses we play will be able to neutralize AB7 if we don't have another guy with some speed. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to have a supporting cast, but I'm just talking about who is our lead guy. You know what I mean? Tyrell Campbell Sr. says, I think Jenkins is going to be a goal line beast, but not sure if he's going to come from receiver or tight end. Either way, yeah, I agree with you. He's going to be fun to watch in the red zone. Hunter Jacobs, status of Burgess or Seitler. I don't know anything yet right now more than what Mark Kingston said yesterday, which Burgess is day-to-day and Seitler dealing with a little bit of groin. I think at minimum Seitler will be in the lineup, though. I think he'll be at DH. What's the status of Burgess, though? I have no idea. Tyrell Campbell Sr., Marion Brown's going to fit in really well with Doty's style of quarterback play. I agree with you. I agree. Yeah. I like Amarian Brown a lot. I think he's going to be a stud. So, Brian Dean says he saw Auburn's spring game. I laughed. Bobo is alive and well. Dak Joyner will be our number one guy. I mean, I will say this. Dak looked as comfortable as I've seen him look at that position. He did, flat out. He looked as comfortable as I've seen him look. But, I mean, listen, there's no question. We got to go recruit some big-time guys. We got to go recruit some big-time receivers because we can, like I said, we can get lost in our optimism of, oh, this guy that, you know, again, that's the thing. Like with all due respect, like a Jalen Brooks, like, yes, he tore it up at Wingate. Yes, he tore it up at the D2 level. And all due respect to D2 athletes, because I was a D2 athlete, played against D2 athletes. There are some damn good D2 athletes. But to expect Jalen Brooks to go from D2 Wingate to the SEC and expect him to be the number one wideout, it's just not going to happen. It's just not. You know what I mean? It's just not. Let's just call a spade, guys, again. That's why I don't get people hitching their wagon so soon to Jason Brown. I mean, guys, there's a reason they went to St. Francis. There's a reason. I'm not saying guys can't develop or get better, but there's a reason they went there. Again, if you truly believe recruiting is so important and it's the lifeblood of college football, you cannot discredit where the guys started their careers at. There's a reason that happened. That's why I like a guy like Amari Brown. This is a proven dude at the Power 5 level. He did it for Georgia Tech. He's done it against Clemson. He's done it against Boston College. He's done it in a Power 5 conference. So, again, it's no slight on a guy, but you guys know I'm going to tell you how it is. You guys know I'm going to tell you how it is, and recruiting matters. I don't know. So, who's going to be the number one? That's going to be a major question mark because we're all concerned with, Doty Brown. Now, who's going to catch the ball? Who's going to catch it? Courtney Washington, yeah, Chris, but the SEC isn't like the ACC. Well, it's pretty damn close, Courtney. It's pretty damn close. Amari Brown was burning Clemson defensive backs. So the kid has obviously got talent. I mean, I know we love to shit on the ACC and talk about how bad they are. I'm not saying they're good, but I mean, it's a lot closer than D2 to the SEC. I can tell you that much right now. So, you catch 7 touchdowns in a season in an ACC schedule, you're a pretty good player. I mean, you're not bad. You know what I mean? So, Tanner Land says we just have to find a way to get to 6 wins and go to a bowl game, and that will open the doors to recruiting. I agree with you. Hey, winning cures all, right? Justin Martin, Chris, what are your thoughts about college football playoff expansion? I'd like to see it go to 8. I don't know. I think 16 would be probably too many. 8 would be fine. I'd be down with 8. You know what I love, by the way, and I've never understood this thought process, is people say, expanding the playoff, it's just going to make the regular season so meaningless. Like, what? I've never computed that because, yes, maybe there will be situations where, you don't have to be perfect, right? You can lose a game and you're still in the playoff. You can lose 2 games and you're still in the playoff. But let's say Carolina Clemson. Let's say we're ranked number 1, they're ranked number 2. No matter what happens, we could lose, we're in the playoff. Is it going to take any meaning away from that game? I mean, is it really going to take meaning away for those fan bases? No. Like, I just think that is such a, that is such a national college football analyst take that doesn't have a team that just covers everybody equally and just says, it's just going to, we don't care if you care about the game. Those fan bases care. Auburn, Alabama will be Auburn, Alabama no matter what. It don't matter if everybody gets in a playoff. Auburn, Alabama is Auburn, Alabama. Carolina, Clemson's Carolina, Clemson. Georgia, Florida is Georgia, Florida. So, I don't know. Like, I think expanding the playoffs is a fine idea, and I don't think I don't think it makes the game of baseball, or excuse me, game of baseball. I don't think it makes college football any less awesome than what it currently is. I mean, again, every other sport has a big playoff. Is the baseball is the regular season for baseball not important? Is the regular season for major leagues? I mean, is the regular season for the NFL not important? The ratings sure say it is. So I mean, I don't know where that idea comes from. I don't get that. All right, so Phil just sent me his Spotify link, guys. Boom, just posted it. Go leave 5 stars, subscribe to Jack's Rangers right now. Phil Harris's podcast for all of you rugby lovers out there. But no, seriously, go support, man, a fellow Daily Crower. Phil getting his podcast going. You can find it on Spotify. Be sure to go leave 5 stars. Leave a review. Let's go help our guy out. Tanner Lynn says, we definitely need an 18 playoff. Every year there's someone that is left out that deserves to be there and is mostly from the SEC. I think 8 teams would be fun, man. I mean, I'm not saying that we wouldn't still get the same result because that's what people are bitching about, right? Is we're just getting to Bama Clemson every year, or Clemson and Bama, whatever. But what is the harm in adding entertaining football? I mean, we're all going to watch. Would Bama Cincinnati be a blowout? Probably, but I'm going to watch. So, again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Dude, how about this? Since 2010, South Carolina's had 35 draft picks. Pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good. Phil, my guy. Yeah, like I said, Jack's Rangers on Spotify. We just dropped the link. Hell, I'll just drop it again. Boom, there you go. It didn't post a Periscope for some reason. So, there's the link, guys. Like I said, go subscribe, go leave 5 stars. Jack's Rangers, our own Phil Harris, talking about the Free Jacks, talking rugby. Like I said, even if you don't like rugby, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Go support. Go show love. Go show love. Justin said, like Dabo said, Ohio State didn't deserve to be there, then send them home. Karma. Yeah, I know we all enjoyed that. I know we all enjoyed it. Again, guys, quick reminder, live stream watch along for all 3 baseball games this weekend. Of course, first pitch set for 7:30 tonight, 7 tomorrow, and 12:30 on Sunday. The games tonight and Sunday are on SEC Network Plus. The game tomorrow night is on the big channel on SEC Network. So be sure to plan accordingly. And like I said, if you guys want to tune in, live stream watch along tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, going live 15 minutes prior to first pitch for each game. And it'll be right here, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I will be in the studio watching the game, of course. Going to be a lot of fun. So you guys be sure to check that out. Tune in. We're going to have a blast. So should be a good time. Should be a really, really good time. Josh, 100% support all athletics, you guys. Hashtag forever to the Indeed. Indeed. Do you guys have any predictions, by the way, for this weekend series? I've got Ole Miss taking 2 out of 3, unfortunately. I know that's going to piss a lot of you off, but just honestly, like I said, guys, I think it's a coin flip. I think it's a true toss-up on the road. On the road, a desperate Ole Miss team. This team just has to prove to me that we can win a game 1 and we can get the bats going consistently enough to beat a team like Ole Miss, because Ole Miss is going to swing it, bottom line. And they're going to be desperate at home. It's going to get a packed Swayze. There's a lot of factors and variables, though. How what type of shape is Gunnar Hoglund in? Drew Nikhazy, can we hit him? It's going to be a fun series, man. It's going to be a fun series. No question. Love your show, Chris. Your friend Robbie Davis. Go Gamecocks. Beat the Rebels. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Robbie Davis. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you always tuning in. Going to be fun, though, man. Going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Cannot wait. It's just because it's one of those series where, like, I know what to expect, but then again, I have no idea what to expect. You know what I mean? Like, I just, like, again, there's so many variables, I feel like. What's the status of Bergie and Seitler? I don't know. Tom McClellan says, just hope we don't get swept. I don't think we'll get swept. I don't think it's going to be a very competitive back and forth series. Elizabeth Power says, I just want to see us go out and win a game 1. Would Wes catch if Burgess is out? Yeah. I mean, who else would catch? I mean, you don't have anybody else unless you want to put a freshman Connor Sino back there, which you don't want to do. I think Wes has actually done a pretty decent job catching back there of late. But yeah, so it would be Wes behind the plate if Burgie cannot go. So we'll see what happens. I think Burgie, tough kid. I think he'll do everything in his power to play. I'd be shocked if he missed the entire weekend. I really would. So again, guys, like I said, going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Quick reminder, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 433, breaking down this weekend series in its entirety. And also, I lock in my prediction for the series as the Gamecocks travel to Swayze Field. It's a big one, guys. This one's important. Not going to lie to you. To have the type of season I feel like that you want to have, to get to that 17-13, 18-12 mark, to keep momentum rolling, taking 2 out of 3 will be big. Taking 2 out of 3 will be really big. If you can go 6-6 or 7-5 in your last 4 series starting tonight, you're going to be in a great spot to host, to achieve everything you want to achieve. With that being said, guys, appreciate y'all tuning in. TGIF, happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Tune into the live stream, watch along. Let's go. Let's beat Ole Miss. Go Cox, beat Ole Miss, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Talk to y'all tonight. Tune in the live stream, watch along. Let's get it. Go Yard Cox. Take care, y'all.